Welcome to another episode of our video series of the mechanics of human cognition.
It's a pleasure to connect again. I trust the week has been insightful for you.
Absolutely, and I'm really eager to jump into this one. Today we're tackling what might be the most personal topic we've ever covered. We've received just a huge volume of sources here, all focused on personal growth, but with a specific advanced lens.
Right.
Our listener isn't looking for a 5-step plan. They're clearly interested in the hidden cognitive mechanics, what either drives or relentlessly derails genuine self-development.
And that's our mission then.
Yeah.
To go beyond the surface level stuff, the formulas.
Exactly.
We really have to start by defining what development even means. I mean, it's so often measured by these outward metrics. How much weight you lift, your salary, your waistline.
Sure, the easy to measure things.
The easy things.
Yeah.
But true development, it's not a physical measurement. It's about increasing your functionality, your operability in your daily life.
So the core question is more like, am I processing life better today than I was 6 months ago?
That's it, precisely. Are you a more highly tuned operating system?
Yeah.
And this leads us to the unique philosophical root of human growth.
Okay.
We are the only creature, as far as we know, that forgets what it is, a deer. A deer doesn't question its deerness.
Right, it just is.
It just is. So the entire lifelong human journey of personal growth, it all starts with this one profound realization. I am not what I thought I was.
Which suggests that a huge portion of our identity is effectively just borrowed.
Entirely. We spend our early lives having these suits tailored for us.
Suits?
Yeah, by family expectations, societal career paths, religious beliefs, or, the identity projected onto us by social media. Personal growth is the continuous process of shedding those borrowed suits to find the self underneath.
Let's talk about the industry that's sprung up around this vital search. The sources are incredibly blunt about it, suggesting the whole personal development field has been, heavily polluted.
It has.
It's becoming something closer to a short-term relief mechanism than a serious endeavor.
Well, that pollution is structural. When we talk about these temporary feel-good formulas as a kind of masturbation, we mean they provide a momentary surge of comfort, a little validation.
But without the hard work.
Without requiring the difficult, lasting cognitive work. They focus on outcome metrics, visualize success, instead of the hard process of actually increasing your functionality. They exploit our desire for a quick fix.
So the goal isn't just misguided, it's actually counterproductive.
It is. If the goal is lasting transformation, we have to recognize that the human capacity for growth, what some sources call intiev, is essentially infinite.
Infinite.
So setting a fixed, finite goal misses the entire point. If you successfully hit the finish line, what's the natural impulse?
To stop.
To stop developing. The real victory is making the journey of continuous development a permanent state.
This takes us right to the root of the problem then. Our own brain. It's a miracle of efficiency, capable of performing these incredibly complex tasks on what we call the automatic pilot.
It's a magnificent system, and it's designed for energy conservation. Our conscious mind, the part that handles novel problem-solving, true creativity, is metabolically expensive.
It burns a lot of calories.
A lot. So the brain puts it on permanent vacation. Why consciously analyze every variable in traffic when you have an established algorithm that just works? The human organism's primary imperative is not having to think.
And that leads to what the sources call the zombification of modern life.
I mean, just look at the sheer volume of algorithms governing our urban lives. The wake-up time, the route to work, the pre-programmed social response to a coworker's question, the media you consume. We can run nearly 99% of our actions on these established loops. A person can live for months without genuinely calling that expensive conscious mind back to duty.
That's a powerful indictment of modern life. But isn't some of that automation necessary? If I had to consciously think about driving or basic hygiene, I couldn't learn anything new.
That's the perfect question.
So how do we draw the line between useful automation and, zombification?
Useful automation that lets us perform tasks quickly and safely. Zombification begins when that automation extends into your judgment, your reactions, your perception.
Okay.
It happens when we use ourselves as the sole, perfect reference point for reality. Think about that classic observation. Those faster than us in traffic are maniacs. Those slower are idiots.
Right. My speed is the only correct speed.
You're judging everyone based on your own automated ideal, that instant judgment. That is the loop.
I see.
So the solution is to intentionally call the conscious mind back to the present moment. And we do this through metacognition.
The ability to observe yourself from the outside.
Exactly. You have to recognize that you are behaving like a zombie. This doesn't require a monastery. Even one focused hour a week of conscious self-assessment, just asking, why did I react that way?
Yeah.
Can initiate a major course correction.
And if the automatic pilot manages our behavior, it certainly manages our thoughts. We get stuck in, what, rumination?
Rumination. Cyclical, repetitive thinking that feels deep, but it's just running old, familiar trains.
Right.
And a mind trapped in its own repetitive loops. It can't see the obvious gaps. It's like being locked in a room where the key is right in front of you, but your pre-programmed visual search just ignores it.
Which is why we need an external mirror.
That's why the sources stress the necessity of Yoldaşlık, which is the ancient root of true coaching. It means companionship or fellowship. An external mind, one not invested in your emotional loops, can use structured questions to help you ask the things you wouldn't think to ask yourself.
So coaching is really a 20th century necessity born of urban isolation.
I think so. Historically, you had community elders, mentors, extended family for counsel. Modern society, however, can leave us psychologically exposed, vulnerable.
And this highlights a crucial systemic problem, the clinical gap in traditional fields.
Yes. If you look at traditional medicine, psychology, their focus is heavily on pathology, disorder, illness, diagnosis.
They're great at treating the broken.
But they offer very little systematic guidance for the normal functional person who simply feels stuck or wants to live a dramatically better life.
So if I'm stressed at work, feeling unfulfilled, but I don't meet the clinical criteria for depression, I'm basically told, you're fine, carry on.
Precisely. They wait for you to be truly sick to offer treatment. They don't provide frameworks for optimal living. Coaching stepped into that critical space for the individual who is psychologically sound but feels profoundly stuck in their own personal matrix.
The sources use a powerful analogy here. The man standing in the desert holding 2 iron rods, shouting to be released.
Yes.
He's trapped, but he's the one holding the obstacle.
That man is clinging to his self-created mental obstacles, the internal constructs he refuses to let go of. Coaching, or Yoldaşlık, is the external perspective, the Morpheus, who simply points out that the door isn't locked.
The coach doesn't provide the answer.
No, they just help the individual recognize they are their own prison guard.
So we know we need to escape the automatic pilot and find a guide. But what fuels the whole engine? Where does the motivation actually come from?
A powerful trigger for change often comes from reading biographies. If you read the lives of people who achieved great things, you realize that radical self-transformation, fueled by immense effort and many setbacks, was always necessary.
It creates a spark. It shows you your current state isn't enough.
Exactly. And then you hit the crucial motivation paradox that holds the key to sustainability.
Okay, what's that?
You must maintain 2 seemingly contradictory states at the same time. First, you have to be profoundly dissatisfied with your current state.
Okay, that part's easy for most people.
Right. But second, you must be utterly content with your inherent potential and ability.
Wait, how does that work? If I'm content with my potential, won't that lead to complacency? And if I'm dissatisfied, how do I avoid slipping into self-hatred?
That's the tightrope.
Yeah.
Complacency is avoided because the dissatisfaction is focused on your current performance, your output, your system, not your fundamental worth.
I see.
And self-hatred is avoided because you accept that your inherent potential is limitless, meaning the failure lies in the current strategy, which can always be fixed. That positive self-view provides the psychological safety you need to risk failure. If you believe you're fundamentally flawed, you can't seek growth.
And all of this sustainable energy, it's derived from one source, the answer to why.
Motivation is singularly the answer to that question. Why are you doing this? If you're doing something because you feel you must, like a student in medical school only because their parents demanded it, the effort is unsustainable.
Right.
But compare that to the person who returns to study later in life because they have found their deep personal why. That clarity lets them overcome obstacles that stop younger, less focused people.
What's fascinating is how that powerful why then functions as an automatic filter for all of your life choices.
It's like a GPS system. If your purpose is, say, systematically analyzing complex information and communicating it clearly, that intention automatically organizes your day.
How so?
When you're presented with a distraction, a shallow TV show, an irrelevant social media feed, your mission acts as a filter. If the item doesn't contribute to learning or explaining, it's instantly flagged as a detour and ignored.
Without needing conscious, painful discipline.
The mission does the filtering for you.
And this all culminates in, well, the most profound concept in our sources, the necessity of exceeding the self.
True human purpose isn't meant for short, shallow sprints, chasing a carrot on a stick. It demands imagining a goal that exceeds your lifespan, that exceeds your current mental capacity.
Yeah.
If you are trapped in a narrow, constricted perception, a state ancient literature refers to as Sakushmahali, or constriction, that is essentially a state of hell.
And the opposite.
The act of opening yourself up to your hidden potential, pursuing that transcendent purpose that transforms life into a state of heaven, which really means the opening of a hidden garden.
Before we get to the practical methods, we have to anchor this in the primary engine of all human action, belief. In us.
We have to expand this definition beyond just religion or dogma. In this context, belief is simply the assignment of meaning.
Belief equals meaning.
Yonans equals anlam, yes. And knowledge, then, is just justified belief. Without assigning meaning, you couldn't even perform basic actions. You have to believe the floor will support you or that the food is safe to eat. The system of meanings you hold is the lens through which you experience all of reality.
So if we want to develop ourselves, where do we start our practical work? Which books should we read?
That's the wrong question. General book recommendations are useless because self-development is entirely personalized. The only book you must consult first is yourself, the main book. All subsequent reading is done only to better understand that inner self. You have to first answer, what are my unique frustrations? What specific questions am I avoiding?
So once you've consulted the main book and identified that unique curiosity, then what?
Then you can apply the 4 methodical practices for discovery. And these need to be practical mechanisms, not just a list.
Yeah.
Highly focused media consumption. Seek out specific, detailed videos or conferences on the precise topic you identified.
Okay.
Second, read 1 or 2 focused books with serious, methodical attention. Don't read 20 shallow books. Read 1 or 2 deeply and integrate them with your own reality.
Third, engagement.
Seek out and engage with knowledgeable people or experts in that field. This isn't just listening. This is focused counsel, asking targeted questions.
And the fourth method, which you suggest, is a powerful diagnostic tool, programmatic writing.
It is the most critical for self-awareness. Programmatic writing, with a notebook and pen, forces definition. The slight slowdown required by handwriting instantly exposes your cognitive roadblocks.
If you can't write it clearly,
you don't know it clearly. You see instantly where your thinking loops just collapse.
This has been a tremendously dense and detailed exploration. We've established the necessity of bypassing the automatic pilot, finding external guidance through Yoldaşlık, and forging a personal, non-negotiable why.
And that profound why, it all relies on belief, on meaning. So maybe the thought to leave you with is this. If belief, if the assignment of meaning is truly the engine of all our action, are we saying that solving our so-called crisis of meaning isn't just a philosophical exercise?
What is it then?
Maybe it's the actual prerequisite, a first step to effectively managing climate change, advanced AI, and every other 21st century complexity we face.
Consult your main book and start your personalized journey of self-discovery immediately. Thank you for tuning in for this deep analysis into the mechanics of human cognition.